A lot of you spend a lot of money to impress people you will never meet with your car. Driving a car you can't afford. Not even close to being able to afford it. And then scratching your head and wondering why your kid's college fund isn't funded. Well, you're driving it!
Meet Peter. He's just like any of us, trying to make smart choices in a world where everything, especially cars, seem to be getting more expensive by the day. Did you know that right now, a lot of people are signing up for car payments that are way more than they can handle? Yeah, that's true. Some people are dishing out over $1,000 every month just for their cars. That's a lot of cash. So what's a guy like Peter to do? He needs a new ride but doesn't want to empty his bank account to get it. That's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe it's the how much car can I really afford question. In this video, we're going to figure that out together. We're going to take a look at various salary ranges, such as $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, and even $150K, to determine what kind of car fits each one without breaking the bank. Along the way, we'll tackle the leasing versus buying debate. We are trying to find a balance between what we want and what we can actually do, with the help from Dave Ramsey's philosophy. So, let's get started on this journey to financial clarity and make smart choices that won't leave your wallet empty. Let's first talk about the reality of car payments and what affordability truly means in today's market. There have been some big changes in this area, with car payments reaching new highs and becoming a big financial burden for many. Did you know that the average car payment in the US has been steadily climbing, reflecting not just the rising cost of vehicles, but also the changing attitudes towards debt and spending? For many, a car is more than just a means of transportation. It's a status symbol, a comfort provider, and for some, a financial trap. Affordability isn't just about whether you can squeeze the monthly payment into your budget. It's about understanding the long-term impact of that decision on your financial health. Dave Ramsey often highlights the danger of letting your wants dictate your financial decisions, saying, "We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like." This rings especially true in the context of car payments, where the desire for a newer or more luxurious model can lead to financial strain. When considering what you can afford, it's essential to look beyond the monthly payment and consider the total cost of ownership, including insurance, maintenance, and fuel. For someone earning $30,000 a year, a high car payment can quickly become unsustainable, eating into funds that could otherwise be used for savings or debt reduction. The idea of what is affordable changes as we move through the salary ranges of $30,000 to $150,000. But every time, the main idea is the same. Pick a car that fits your budget and does not put your future goals at risk. This means prioritizing needs over wants and making informed decisions that align with your overall financial plan. Moving on, let's get to the heart of our financial journey. We're breaking down what you can realistically afford across 4 different salary brackets: $30K, $50K, $100K, and $150K. The common advice floating around is the 35% rule, suggesting that up to 35% of your annual income can go towards car expenses. But let's pump the brakes on that thought. In today's economy, where every dollar counts, we're taking a more conservative route, the 20% rule. This guideline is your financial seatbelt, ensuring that your car expenses don't crash through more than 20% of your annual income. Imagine you're making $30,000 a year. According to the 35% rule, you might think you can afford to spend up to $10,500 on a car. But let's face it, that's a fast lane to financial strain. By sticking to the 20% rule, you're looking at a more manageable $6,000, keeping your budget on track and your savings account in the green. As we accelerate into higher income brackets, the numbers get bigger. But the principle, it stays the same. For someone earning $50,000, the 20% rule caps car expenses at $10,000, while at $100K, you're looking at a $20,000 car. And for those at the $150,000 mark, it's $30,000. It's not just about limiting your spending, it's about maximizing your financial well-being. This approach does more than just keep your finances in check. It opens up a world of opportunities. Saving for a home, investing in your future, or even planning that dream vacation becomes a lot more feasible when you're not weighed down by an oversized car payment. By applying the 20% rule, you're not just choosing a car, you're choosing a path to financial freedom and peace of mind. Moving on from understanding how much of your annual income should go towards a car, let's learn about a rule that acts as a compass for navigating car financing: the 24-10 rule. The 24-10 rule breaks down into 3 parts. First, it advises putting down at least 20% of the car's total purchase price as a down payment. This initial investment reduces the loan amount, leading to lower monthly payments and less interest over the life of the loan. A significant down payment also helps you avoid being upside down on your loan, meaning you owe more than the car is worth. Next, the rule suggests financing the car for no more than 4 years, or 48 months. A shorter loan term means you'll pay off the car quicker and pay less interest overall. While longer loan terms might offer seemingly more manageable monthly payments, they significantly increase the total amount you'll pay back due to interest. Additionally, a shorter loan period aligns better with the time you might want to keep the car before upgrading, reducing the risk of still making payments on a car you no longer own or use. Lastly, ensure your total car expenses, including loan payments, insurance, maintenance, and fuel, don't exceed 10% of your gross monthly income. This cap helps ensure that your car ownership costs don't jeopardize your ability to meet other financial obligations or save for the future. It's easy to overlook ongoing expenses like maintenance and insurance, but they can add up quickly and need to be considered in the total cost of owning a car. When buying the car, the 24-10 rule can be useful, but it's more important to make sure that it works for your budget. For example, if you have a higher income and fewer debts, you might adjust the percentages to fit your budget more comfortably. Conversely, if you're working to pay off debt or save for a significant goal, you might opt for a more conservative approach than the rule suggests. It's also worth noting that while following this rule can help keep your finances in check, the best financial decision you can make when buying a car is to purchase one you can afford to pay in cash. Avoiding a car loan entirely eliminates interest costs and can significantly reduce the total purchase price of the vehicle. Now let's talk about the types of cars that are mostly debated. In the automotive world, the debate between luxury and practicality often centers on comparing vehicles like the Lexus and the Toyota Corolla. Both cars promise to transport you from point A to point B, but they do so in marketably different ways and at significantly different costs. In order to understand the real cost of luxury versus practicality, let us get into the details of this argument. The Lexus, Toyota's luxury arm, offers vehicles that epitomize comfort, advanced technology, and superior performance. On the other hand, the Toyota Corolla, one of the best-selling cars worldwide, is celebrated for its reliability, fuel efficiency, and affordability. The choice between these two vehicles isn't just about transportation. It's about what each car represents in terms of lifestyle, financial commitment, and the value you get for your money. Price is the most immediate factor that separates luxury cars like the Lexus from more practical options like the Toyota Corolla. For example, the starting MSRP for a Lexus is around $41,235, whereas the Toyota Corolla starts at approximately $23,145. Fuel efficiency is another critical factor. The Toyota Corolla boasts impressive fuel economy, with newer models achieving up to 32 miles per gallon in the city and 41 miles per gallon on the highway. The Lexus IS, while offering a more powerful driving experience, lags in fuel efficiency, with about 21 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway. Over time, the cost difference in fuel can add up, making a Corolla a more economical choice for daily commutes and long trips alike. Depreciation is where the luxury versus practicality debate takes an interesting turn. Luxury cars like the Lexus tend to depreciate faster than more practical cars. This means that while you pay more upfront for a luxury vehicle, its value decreases at a quicker rate, affecting the total cost of ownership and the return on your investment when it's time to sell or trade in. However, luxury cars offer an experience that goes beyond numbers. The Lexus provides a level of comfort, prestige, and driving pleasure that the Toyota Corolla, despite its many virtues, cannot match. For some, these intangible benefits justify the extra expense. Now that you know your budget and your car buying rules, you are ready to buy. But when it comes time to buy, one of the most important choices you will have to make is whether to lease or buy. Dave Ramsey, a big advocate for making a wise financial choice, has a pretty clear stance on this. But let's break it down so you can see what fits your situation best. Buying a car means it's yours once you've paid it off. The beauty here is freedom. You own it outright with no restrictions on mileage, customization, or how long you keep it. Over time, this can be the more economical choice, especially if you hold on to the car for many years after the loan is paid off. The downside? There are higher monthly payments compared to leasing, and you'll deal with depreciation, meaning the car loses value over time. Leasing, on the other hand, is kind of like renting. You pay to use the car for a set term, usually 2 to 3 years, with lower monthly payments than buying. It's great for enjoying a newer car more often and not worrying about selling it later. But, and it's a big but, you never stop paying for it. And there are limits on how much you can drive without facing extra charges. So what's the verdict? If you're looking for long-term savings and the freedom to do as you please with your car, buying is the way to go. But if you love the idea of a new car every few years and lower monthly payments, leasing might be your match. Just remember, the best choice aligns with your financial goals and lifestyle. Now that we've talked about how to buy a car, let's talk about some smart ways to save money when you are ready to make the big purchase. Saving money on a car isn't just about finding the lowest sticker price. It's about being smart and prepared before you even start looking. First off, doing your homework is needed. Before you even think about heading to a dealership, take some time to research the car you want. Look at different models, compare prices online, and get a good idea of what the car is worth. This step can give you a solid foundation for negotiating later on. Another smart move is getting pre-approved for a car loan from your bank or credit union. This step can show you how much you can afford and often secures a better interest rate than what you might get at the dealership. Knowing your budget and having financing in place can also keep you from getting talked into a more expensive car than you need. Now let's talk about the car itself. While the new car smell is tempting, buying a used car can often be a wiser choice. Cars lose value so quickly once they're driven off the lot, so a car that's a few years old can still be in great shape but be much more affordable. Plus, the savings on insurance and registration fees for a used car can add up. Negotiating the price is another area where you can save. Don't be shy about haggling a bit with the dealer. If you've done your research, you'll know what a fair price for a car should be. Remember, it's okay to walk away if the deal doesn't feel right. There are plenty of cars out there, and being willing to walk away puts you in a stronger position to get a better deal. Lastly, think about the total cost of owning the car, not just the purchase price. This includes things like insurance, maintenance, and gas. Sometimes a cheaper car can end up costing you more in the long run if it's not fuel efficient, or if it has a history of mechanical issues. By keeping these tips in mind, you're setting yourself up for a smarter, more financially sound car buying experience. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about doing so in a way that makes sense for your lifestyle and wallet. What are your top tips for saving money on a car purchase? Share your experiences and advice in the comments below. Let's help each other make the best financial choices for the road ahead.